All right, everybody. So we are back once again. Last session, you all, as you were leaving from the arena, you were approached by a representative from Kaya's House of Repose, a establishment of rest and relaxation, a inn, one of the higher scale inns in the city. And after seeing your exploits, seeing your performance in the arena, decided that you would be just the people to help out her proprietor, her employer. So you all went to Kaya's House of Repose, met with Kaya herself, who informed you that something was stealing from her stores. She offered you a hefty reward, offering you to pay for your guide for 30 days of travel if you were able to deal with whatever the problem was, and more so, if you could bring her the culprit alive to face her own justice. So you delved into the sewers beneath Kaya's House of Repose, and soon enough found the culprit. A Batiri goblin, an exiled king or prince, who had found their way to Port Nyanzaru in order to learn the ways of the big folk and figure out what they were up to and how to integrate their society into his own. Unfortunately, the concepts of ownership and thievery and other such things were completely foreign to him, so he had no idea that when he was foraging, he was actually stealing from the many establishments in the area. You all convinced him to follow you back to meet with Kaya, and he was able to convince her that he did not mean any harm, and so Kaya took him under his wing. So Prince Snotgargle of the Batiri is now gainfully employed by Kaya's House of Repose and has a tutor in the ways of the big folk. After being done with this, you all continued kind of wandering about the city for a little while until you finally found your way to Wakanga's estate. The man was enormously wealthy and very much enjoyed showing off this fact through his home, through the things that he had displayed. He also very much took pride in the fact that he was the only member of the Merchant Prince's Council who was magically inclined. Fancying himself a powerful wizard, he also adorned his villa with very many things that told of this as well. You all sat down with him for dinner, him and Sindra Sylvain, and they were able to give you some advice on the things that you may need and the things you may encounter out in the jungle. Ranging from the undead all the way to the insects and the other seemingly mundane threats that you would face that could also prove to be deadly. After your conversation with Wakanga, you all determined to head to Fort Belurian along the coast to the north of Port Nyanzaru to receive a charter of exploration. While it did seem like a bit of a con, acquiring the charter of exploration would allow you all to avoid unpleasant confrontations with the Flaming Fist. That is where we are now. You all have just concluded your meeting with Wakanga and have headed back to the Thundering Lizard to gather the rest of your belongings and, most importantly, rest up for the long day of travel ahead of you all. So that is where we are now, in Port Nyanzaru, at the Thundering Lizard, preparing for your first, I should say, day out in the wilds of Chult.
Something about bug spray, right? We need bug spray.
Indeed.
Bug spray or incense.
You were told of two different remedies to protect yourself from the insects of Chult, which are numerous and aggressive. There was a block of incense. While more expensive, the block of incense can be lit and then carried around, and then it covers you for a wide distance from any insect attacks. Then there's also a salve. While considerably cheaper, it is less pleasant to use. It is essentially an odorless grease that you smear all over your body and creates a physical barrier between you and the insects trying to eat you.
I choose the grease.
I'm leaning towards the incense.
Question.
Yeah.
One quick question, Sean.
Uh-huh.
I know that with the background equipment I have, I do have some sticks of incense. I'm assuming that's a different type.
That is indeed a
Than what
different type of
they're
incense.
suggesting.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
So the insect repellent incense sells for 1 silver piece of block. You all have been to both markets. The red market, the one where people find most of their day-to-day goods, is where you would find your insect repellents. 1 silver, but that block burns for 8 hours, and then it's done. It repels insects for a 20-foot radius centered on the block. So you kind of have to stick together, and then after 8 hours, that 1 silver piece block is gone. A gourd or a vial of salve sells for 1 gold and contains 20 applications of an odorless grease. 1 application protects its wearer against normal insects for 24 hours. Salve is waterproof and doesn't wash off in rain.
I know, as Ace, I know we're getting the incense. However, I do think that Mossrot will probably get some salve just for her.
Actually, a little bit of both may not be a terrible idea.
We will happily share.
I, I'm actually going to purchase 1 vial.
Okay.
Mossrot.
So yeah, there's the blocks of incense for 1 silver piece. 1 block burns for 8 hours. You all have been informed that the journey to Fort Balurian is 3 days there, 3 days back. This is the first leg of your trip. Make sure that you plan your resources carefully. You'll need food, water. You already have most of your regular gear, but anything else like that you can think. Food and water especially, unless you're planning on drinking seawater.
Probably get one of those rain
Sorry.
catchers too.
Yeah.
The rain catchers are also for
yeah.
sale in the red market. They cost 1 gold.
Should we get a few of them, or what are you guys thinking?
So we have 150 gold as party funds right now to spend on supplies here.
Are we allowed to hunt in the jungle?
Yes.
Who's gonna stop us?
Yeah, so any questions like that you all have now, we can assume that you would have asked Wakanga. And we'll just do a little bit of a flashback to that conversation. But yes, Wakanga says that hunting is more than allowed in the jungle. In fact, please kill as many large dinosaurs as you can. They're a bit of a problem here.
Can we keep them?
If you can tame one, you can certainly try to keep one. They are large, dangerous, and aggressive animals, though, for the most part.
Me too.
But that being said, you have seen plenty of domesticated ones. You all have met the person who's in charge mainly of domesticating dinosaurs, and this particular merchant prince has a monopoly on it. You may be able to sell domesticated animals to her for a large sum. You remember how much they were being sold to you for. They're always in the market of acquiring dinosaurs if you can catch them. And then, yeah, it can be done. But again, if you were to catch and bring back any, for lack of a better word, bodies of these dinosaurs, you would be able to sell them in the red market. That is also a rather lucrative trade in the area.
Good to know. Is there a compendium entry for these incense and salves and things?
No, but what I can do is just give you this.
Okay. I was just looking.
I have a handout. I shouldn't call it a handout, but I have a buying special items. That's what it's called.
I'm assuming weight is definitely going to be a big factor here.
Yes, it is. Keep track of your bulk.
It's okay, I'm very strong.
There it is. Okay. So yeah, just keep track of your encumbrance, that will be a thing. But these are all the special items that you can have, that you can get your hands on. Okay, this is what you would have learned in your travels through the city. Questioning Wakanga. Again, heavy armor is very difficult to come across here. It does sell for very expensive. Okay. Yeah, a little bit more information that I'd like to give you all, but it's not too bad. The black market in Chol, but yeah, this is base. Oh, can any of you even see that?
I cannot. I just see an
Oh.
empty white thing saying
Convenient.
buying a special item, and then it's
Sweet.
blank.
Okay, cool. So that means I can actually just give you the items I meant to give you instead of the other stuff. There you go. These are the special items that you have access to in the city and can buy here.
Oh, that's perfect.
They will tell you the price, how much they weigh, all their effective uses, and all that good stuff.
So I'll grab one of those solves, because it does seem like something good for everybody to have. But I think we should also get like 20 blocks of incense.
I purchased 10 blocks just personally.
Okay. And they're what? Silver? Okay.
And do not come back over.
Yeah, basically one gold piece will get you 10 of them.
I don't see weights.
I think the only thing that has a substantial weight would be the rain catcher, and it says 5 pounds. Other than that, we can say that each item counts as 1/10 of a pound, so you don't have to register it as 1 pound until you have 10 blocks of incense or 10 swords of insect repellent grease.
Noted.
1 vial of salve contains 20 applications.
Yep.
Okay.
So, let's see.
We got a rain catcher, right?
You have
Yes.
purchased a rain catcher.
How many do you think we should buy? Just one, or?
I can carry a second one.
Okay.
She's tiny, but strong.
I'll carry 1 rain catcher too.
So you're taking 3 altogether?
It might not be a bad idea, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll buy 3. I'll carry 1, and then Moss Rock will carry 1, and whoever else if they can.
Fantastic.
And I'll also buy a vial of salve for myself and 10 more blocks of incense.
Okay.
So just to point out with the incense, we're looking at 3 blocks per day, and we're setting ourselves up for 6 days of travel.
18.
And how many do we have? We have 30 now, right?
Yeah,
I have 20 on me.
Oh, okay.
I've got 10 on me, and I got 3 vials of the salve. Like, I figure on the incense, if it's something where we don't, well,
Especially if we're sleeping at night, we can burn,
I figure that the incense is probably best, like, whenever we set up camp.
Yeah.
Those bugs are going to go hungry. Y'all are thoroughly preparing against them.
The scary thing in the jungle? Bugs.
Yeah.
How much of this is coming out of this 200 gold we have?
The purchases I made have came out of my character's own personal funds.
Same with
All right. That's what I did for the incense and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out we do have 150 gold worth of money for the party. I mean, we could just split it up among everybody if we wanted to.
I'm so sorry to ask, but like, do we put these in manually, or is there something in the
Yes, you would need to do
like,
them
rain
manually
catcher?
for these.
Okay, thank you.
Rain Kata.
What else do we need?
Food.
Does everybody have places to sleep?
Yes, I have a bedroll.
Yes, but what about when it rains?
The rain catcher.
Just as Salazar says that, it starts to rain.
Yay.
How did you do that?
I just happen to know everything. It's fine.
How much would
Wow.
how much would a tarp be for a couple of tarps, maybe?
We would call a regular tarp probably just 5 copper.
And that would
It's a
be
portable boat.
Like a canoe?
Like one of those like collapsible ones. Those exist, right?
More than a canoe. We'll start there.
Okay. Okay.
and a tarp would be good to cover the 4 of us, right? Under
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Well, that or I guess they're just.
Assuming there's not any extreme weather, a tarp would do it.
We could also just
A tent?
get a tent.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Couple tents, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Two
what I
would
was
be
thinking.
sufficient because one tent can sleep 2 individuals.
I'm tiny.
Yeah, three of the characters are small. One for
Yeah,
his team
that's
and
true.
one for everyone else.
I just need to know how much they cost.
That would be in the player's handbook. Tents aren't in there.
I'm just I'm using the magical power of Google. 2 gold pieces. So tent and bedroll, because I did not have that stuff.
I'm buying a tent as well.
Okay. 2 gold per tent.
So that
Who am I crashing with?
Silence.
What I'd really like to do is
But she
fashion
did.
like
Mossrat did just have a bath, though, everybody.
Fine, I'll buy a
What?
tent.
I'd like to do is fashion like a hammock and a big tarp overhang.
Okay. Yeah. Standard regular tarp, five copper.
I already grabbed the tent,
I'll buy
but
it.
Go
we'll see.
ahead, Carmen.
And a bag. I said I'll buy a tarp and a bag of flour, please.
Okay.
Flower, you're so smart. I know what you're up to.
Everyone always buys flour.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the bag of flour.
Mm-hmm.
Mossra would like to point out she has pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Does
Being
Mossra want to
donated.
carry some Tej for us?
You trust her with the Tej? Alright. Done and done. Toss it over.
Gallon cask, 2 silver pieces.
Go team.
Let's see. So we've got places to sleep. We've got bug spray. We've got water taken care of with the rain catchers. Has everybody got a water skin?
Yeah.
I do.
I do not. Well, yes, I do.
It's
Yes, I do.
usually part of the starting equipment, but I'm going to point it out because I'm looking
Yeah.
at mine right now.
Sean, she's
Mhm.
also going to buy, like, turkey or, like, I don't know. When he have pocket bacon, like, that seems to come in handy.
Yeah. Any dried rations like that we will price them as regular rations, and you can call it whatever you want to.
I do not have a water skin, but that's also because Asim does not need to drink water.
Right. So
That's
special rations
fair.
beyond what you already carry with you is 5 silver for 1 day's worth of rations.
And we're okay with just using the starting equipment. Right?
Oh yeah. We're assuming that all of your starting equipment is still with you and good to use.
Oh, I need ball bearings. Hold on. Let me do another. Let me pay for those real quick.
1 gold for
you.
1,000. A bag of 1,000 ball bearings is 1 gold.
Yes.
How much would a bag of flour be?
We will call a bag of flour probably the same as your tarp. We'll just call it 5 copper.
Okay.
I'm grabbing a second water skin actually because
Okay, 2 silver.
that's something we really don't need to run out of.
Indeed, and there's
You are right.
countless fountains and other freshwater basins spread throughout the city for you to fill your skins at.
Easy breezy.
So how long would a ration last?
1 day.
1 day.
1 ration is 1 day's worth of food.
And
One
I
Two
have
hours.
spent all my money.
how much is one ration?
1 ration is 24 hours worth of food.
Yeah,
Breakfast,
but
lunch, and
I mean,
dinner.
How much cost?
Cost for rations is 5 silver for 1 ration.
I'll buy. We'll go with 10.
Okay, that's 2 gold to feed each of you every day. That is certainly not a non-zero. That is certainly a non-zero number.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully we can do some hunting and foraging and
For
things.
sure.
And
Yeah.
the rations are sort of an emergency supply.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
I've got
able to-
10 days
Okay.
worth with me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You were talking. Am I able to buy a weapon? Can I get a whip?
Yeah, of course, whips would definitely be for sale here. The only things that are harder to find would be like great swords, like the big bulky item, the big bulky weaponry and armor, like plate
Okay.
mail. They would probably look at you like you were crazy if you tried to lug one of those through the forest.
I figure a whip would really help us tame a dinosaur.
Do you want to go get some, like, barding and equipment? for if we
Maybe
do
a
encounter
three-legged
dinosaur?
stool to hold up in front of you.
Did you just ask me if I want to buy a saddle for a dinosaur? Yes, I do, but I have like half a gold left.
Tack is expensive.
We've got
too.
200 gold in our party thing.
We could.
I don't know how
I feel like we
much-
could probably use that for something better until we actually get a dinosaur to put it on.
But my thought process is if we encounter a dinosaur, we're going to need something.
You mean more than me just hugging its leg and telling it to go left? You're probably right.
This is something
Can
that I
we
should have
buy
looked up
parting?
a long time ago. How much is dinosaur tack in 5e?
The second the kobold suggests it, Mossrod is just like, yes. And Asim misses a desert.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, Bant? You hanging in there?
Yep.
We spend all our money on dinosaur attack for a dinosaur we don't have yet.
Just carry the saddle around with you and hope.
She's just
As
gonna
long-
charge off into the jungle holding it
As
over
long
her
as we have the 50 gold left for the charter, then I don't really care what we spend the money on.
head.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why I was using my personal funds to ensure we still had some gold left for the charter.
hmm
And unless I'm mistaken, we haven't touched that 200 yet.
No, we haven't.
As long as I'm leaving with ball
Hey.
bearings, caltrops, and pitons, I'm happy.
I do have
An exotic
question,
saddle?
Sean, on
Sorry, I found the price. An exotic saddle is going to cost you. So an exotic saddle for like a regular sized animal would be 60 gold. If you were gonna get if you got a horse-sized dinosaur, saddle would be 60 gold. If you got like a triceratops or like an allosaur or something like that, that would go up to 100.
Damn.
All right. That might be a little outside of our price range right now.
So there was,
Okay.
there was,
I was
there was
thinking
a-
like we could spare 20 gold.
It's totally okay, guys. I have a whip.
You know what though? I am going to buy some extra rope.
Okay.
We're just
And I
using
also got some
handbook
rope as well.
prices.
Yeah, PHP prices.
What about a dinosaur halter or lead line? If we didn't get a saddle, but just like
Is anybody proficient in animal handling in the group?
I am not.
I am
No.
proficient in
I am not.
acrobatics.
Okay, so nobody proficient in animal handling. You would need to find somebody that is proficient in animal handling to turn a rope into one for you. Otherwise, it will be triple the cost of a regular rope.
Well, I know what feat I'm taking. It's going to be skill expert.
You say it'd be triple the cost of rope?
Yes, to get to buy a pre-made lead line.
I'm excited about this. I'll
We
buy
should
it.
have
I'll
got a
do it.
druid, guys.
We have a druid. Wait, isn't that part of your class features? Part of your class skills? Animal handling?
Animal handling? No.
Is it not? Wow. Surprise.
It's an option. I didn't take it.
Ah, okay. So
I
it's
went
one of those
with
like
medicine and stealth and survival.
It's a firebug. Animals hate fire.
choose right. Wildfire druid. Yeah, I can see why the animals may not be your favorite, or you may not be the animal's favorite, I should say.
More the plants.
Oof.
I look at it more as like he's a kobold and is more about the sneaking around and taking care of his people, not like taming animals.
Nice. Okay, yeah, a lot more to nature than just animals, that's for sure.
Sal, I totally forgot you were a druid.
Big sorcerer
Alright, so-
vibes.
Right?
I'll buy the dinosaur lead line and equipment, but Mossrot's gonna have to carry it.
Uh,
Done.
I'm at
Done,
my
done,
carry
done.
capacity. So that's a 10-pound lead line,
so you're at your carrying capacity?
pretty much.
Are your water skins full?
Yes, because they're
good.
5 pounds each.
There we go. Just checking.
Mhm.
I get to nitpick this kind of stuff in this game. Oh, also, ammunition of various varieties. Do you want to track that?
No.
Okay, no ammo tracking. Got it.
I mean, I'm personally very into the survival aspect, but I don't use ammunition, so
Okay. Mossrot, what kind of ammunition
Like
would you be
I-
using?
I have crossbow bolts
Ah,
and javelins.
okay, got it. So you don't have to track them, but I will present situations where you will probably lose ammunition.
That's fair enough. Thank you for not making me count.
You can turn on ammo tracking, so it will literally deduct one from your ammo list every time you click the button.
Hey, this is gonna sound really stupid, but like it gives me anxiety to watch the number go down.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. It's like,
No,
oh, there it goes.
Okay. All right.
Lay
Okay.
dead so you don't lose ammo.
It's like when you're playing an RPG, like when you're playing a video game or something, and it's like you must take care with this resource. It is very important. Got it. Never use it.
Never.
No, you just simply nope. Never use it. Don't touch it. Understood.
Yeah.
that's totally me, though.
Tori gets so mad at me because I'm the opposite. I'm just like, but if I don't use it, I will. What's the point of carrying it? Like, I have the same I have like the same attitude in MOBAs. In MOBAs, I'm like, okay, my ult is on a 5-minute cooldown. So if I haven't used it in the last 5 minutes, I wasted it.
Hey, River James, that is not safe. Get down.
All right, everybody. Anything else you want to do in Port Nyanzaru? As
Yeah,
soon
can
as
I
you're
toss,
ready,
like-
we will move to the morning, or we'll call it late morning, and you all will depart.
Can I toss like a gold towards a collection of different spices and things for cooking?
Yeah, of course. A gold will get you a rather nice little spice kit.
Perfect.
So we will call it a travel spice rack or something like that.
I'm gonna put spice kick. I was looking at the different player handbook options, and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of stuff here. I just want a little
Yeah.
bit of everything.
Spices. Nice. I love how our wildfire druid is also the cook. That's amazing.
I have.
You know, I really was thinking of him as like more the shaman, take care of the village type.
Right?
So that's definitely
What was that,
what
Ace?
I built him towards.
In Rot's inventory, I also have a stuffed dolly. So she's got like a lovey.
Nah. Important travel gear.
Yeah,
Indeed.
it is very, very carefully packed into her stuff.
It's like wrapped up in waterproofing and.
Yes, exactly. It is very carefully packed in.
Right. Is there anything else you all want to take care of in Port Nyanzaru?
I think I'm set.
Is Princess Dino Pants or whatever her name was going to race again?
The races happen weekly.
Okay, so while we're away, can I leave my last 2 gold with that guy?
Yeah. The bookkeeper, what was his name? Kato.
Yes.
Elven bet
2 gold
taker.
on Princess whatever. I can't. Prissy Pants. I can't remember what her name was.
Let's see.
Please hold. I have it written down.
Nice.
Jungle Princess.
Jungle Princess.
I was not even close. Jungle Princess.
I mean, you had the princess part. That's half of it, right?
She wanted her to win.
He's a Deinonychus.
Yeah, she's awesome.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So, it's early. The elven man is hanging out. He's hanging out with a very large empty mug of Tej next to him, and he kind of like just sunbathing. Obviously had a rough night, but yeah, he kind of looks up towards you. Yeah, on the books. Got it. And then just falls back asleep. You're going to the bookie at like 8 in the morning.
Are there any other names on that book, like, to take note of? Ruthie, you're gonna... Hey, can you watch?
Do you want me to put the Dino Race names in the chat?
What was it that Moss was looking for? Other
Like,
names?
were there any other names of, like, people? Because those could be contacts when we get back. People who would...
Other people who are betting?
Yeah, because they clearly have
Ah.
money and know where to find dinosaurs or have good dinosaur tips or something like that.
Make a perception check.
Cool.
I mean, he's like still half drunk from the night before, so this won't even be too hard. But we gotta try. You gotta try something.
Sure. Ugh, 7.
Okay.
His handwriting's bad.
Yeah, his handwriting. Yeah, his handwriting is bad. There are people listed, and some of the sums next to their names are rather extravagant. So the information that you're looking for is there, but again, you can't read it before he closes his book.
No problem. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Try next time.
Well, I officially have half a pound left of carrying capacity.
Jeez,
So I'm
what are you
good.
gonna do if you find loot?
That's what Moss Rot's for.
Okay. Sit down, Ruthie. Just to be a jerk, every once in a while, Moss Rot's just gonna jump up on his back and watch the
Right, Salazar's like got a giant pack on his back.
Everything is just so heavy. He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Paul.
Good stuff.
Go ahead, River. You don't have to announce you're gonna poop. Just go.
But
God.
God. Wonderful. All right, everybody. We are still in Port Nyanzaru. Once you go, getting back becomes more and more difficult. So if there's anything else you can think of that you might need,
Do we have
I think we're
torches?
good.
those should come with your character, with your.
Oh, and we have Salazar. Okay.
I specifically did not take extra torches, but I do have the big torch staff.
I just want to make sure we're fed, we're warm, and we're like not eaten by bugs.
Luckily, warm won't be a problem. It rarely drops below 70 degrees here, even at night.
Ew.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
quite hot.
This is why I pitched the hammock instead of tents. Seems a lot nicer.
It is
Well, I
indeed
have no more
very
money.
warm.
Okay.
It rains more often than not. Every single day, there's an 80% chance that it will rain for the entire day.
Do we all have baby powder? Clean socks? We good to go?
I got a bag of flour.
I think we're good to go.
All right,
I
let's do
hope.
this.
All right. Okay, everybody. With that, you all exit through the eastern gate out of Port Nyanzaru, making your way through the Tiriki anchorage along very well-traveled paths until much quicker than you would have thought. You find yourselves out in open beach. The sounds of the city fading away behind you all. Until after about less than a half an hour of walking, your pack's full, gear piled out of you every which way. Port Nyanzaru shrinks into the distance behind you.
I love watching the hexes fill in.
Right, everybody. So you are right here at Port Nyanzaru. I have a little bit of a guide for you. This will come in more specifically once we get into the jungle, but it's a good little guide for now. See the hex up here?
Mhm.
You can travel normally when you're in the jungle 1 hex per day. When you're on the beach out here, you are looking at traveling 2 hexes per day. So, getting across this part of the port is relatively easy, so we're going to start you all right here. Getting ferried across, constantly ferries going back and forth between that narrow passage there. And now, you all need to decide if you would like to go north, northwest, southwest, south, southeast, or northeast.
Remind me where we're actually going.
Fort Balurian is your stated destination. Heading there to pick up a charter of exploration.
Do we know if it's wiser to go along like the beach itself, or are we marching through like the jungle, or like is the sand better?
If I recall, our contact had said that going on the beach tended to be safer.
Okay, cool. Sorry, y'all. I have a terrible
No, it's
recall.
fine, it's fine.
Then maybe north for now? What do you think, guys?
I think so.
Stick to the beach.
Just hug the coast.
if you can.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool, cool.
This is our first little outing. No reason to be too ambitious.
Indeed. Okay. Rain picks up again pretty much as soon as you all leave. And here's our first roll. See what happens on your beach day. So, for the time being, we're assuming that you're just hugging the coastline, right?
Yes.
Awesome. We'll just move you all here for now. So it doesn't take a million years for anything to load. I say that and it takes a million years to load.
Oh, this is cool.
Beach day!
That's so nice.
Rot is 100% chasing around the bird. Oh, she could have got a butterfly net. Damn.
Are bugs a concern out here?
Um,
Or are we pretty safe since we're along the water?
along the water, you're pretty safe. You'll need your incense and things like that when you lay down at night for rest, because you're going to be stationary.
Yeah.
But we could say that as long as you're traveling through the beaches and not questing into the jungle, then you're fine.
Good to know.
On all fours, tongue hanging out, chasing the birds.
Okay, here we go.
Must
That's
eat.
known as beach chicken, Rot.
Beach chicken. Okay. All right. So, not long after departing heading along the beach, you see out ahead of you all 3 individuals. They're out on the beach in the open, not difficult to spot. 3 individuals, they are surrounding a rock.
Is it Acer?
It is not Acer. Let's get perception checks from everybody.
Yes. Ugh. Stupid beach chickens distracting me.
Okay. 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 So, the 3 of them seem to be... Salazar, you get the best view of this. The 3 of them seem to be surrounding a broken canoe. Salazar, they are all women, all 3 of them. They appear to have weeds and other such things hanging down from them. With your 18, Salazar, you hear them faintly chanting to one another as they surround this canoe. They haven't noticed you. You are about 100 feet away from them, down the beach.
Salazar would kind of stop everybody and sort of explain what he's seeing. Looks like they're up to something.
All of you can see the 3 of them. Salazar's just been able to make out the details.
They're like chanting or something?
You can hear a chant carrying on the wind.
I mean, I'm not from here, but...
May I use magical awareness?
Go ahead. What's the distance on it?
Oh, good question. Let me check that out real quick. 60 feet.
You'll need to get closer.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
Do we want to go get involved?
I could try and sneak up and see what's going on.
I love that we have a rogue.
I will attempt to sneak up closer. You said we're about 100 feet away?
Yes.
Okay, I'll...
On open beach. So describe to me how
Yeah.
you're approaching.
Maybe that's a bad idea.
You're small. Pretend to be a beach chicken.
Options would be entering the water and approaching from there. That's not exactly a great option, but it is an option. You could go farther up until you're into the scrub higher up on the beach and approach from there, or you can just get low and approach along the rocks on the beach. But again, you're on open beach right now.
What do you guys think?
Maybe sneaking up through the scrub brush would be okay? It's up to you.
Okay, I'll try that then.
So the 4 of you are still just hanging out where you are, standing where you first saw them, casually observing. And now Banth is going to get a little bit farther up the beach line, up the water line, and sneak closer to see what they're up to.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, let's get a stealth check. Okay. As you approach, the chanting gets clearer. What languages do you speak, Banth?
I speak common, primordial, and that's
You
it.
speak primordial. What are the odds of that? You hear them chanting. They're saying the words, "Great Father of the Sea, bless us with new offerings." They are chanting in primordial, asking to be delivered something, asking for something to come to them.
Sus.
Okay, I will attempt to sneak back to the party and let them know what I heard them chanting.
Is it possible to try and get like a better look at them, maybe from where we are?
You
Like,
just gotta get closer. With 15 Banth, you were able to make out a little bit more of them. It is 3 women. They are clothed identically, and yeah, as mentioned before, you see clearer now that they are covered in seaweed and kelp and moss draping from their bodies.
Yeah.
when he gets back, Moss is going to ask if they're gross looking, and that's coming from her.
Banth, they appeared to be attractive human females.
Appear to be Sean. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I myself wouldn't disturb them, and from what I think I would know, chanting and asking for offerings never is usually a good thing. So,
Should
like
we
I
try to
said,
go around them?
yeah, I think I would attempt to go around them if that's what the party wants to do.
Yeah, like, we can just not. We don't have
We
to
can just
necessarily go involve ourselves.
Yeah.
Nothing good's gonna come
However-
from chanting.
However, I would suggest us also be ready in case they notice us and press the issue.
I'm always ready.
Okay, so
Moss
going
no
around
biting.
them. How far are you going to go around them?
Could we retrace Banth's steps in the brush?
Yes, but that would require stealth checks from all 4 of you. If you want to try and stay that close to the beach. You could go into the jungle and just fully bypass them, but again, that would require going into the jungle. If you want to try and pass them below the tree line, that will require stealth checks from everybody.
Maybe we should do it just below the tree line. That way, if we need to duck into it, we can. But we can also keep an
Okay.
eye on them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that good with everybody?
Yep.
Yes.
Then we're gonna be sneaky and stealthy.
Okay, so you are approaching the tree line. You're not going into the jungle, but you're going up to the tree line, kind of hiding just behind the tree line, and then proceeding along the beach from there.
Yeah, I don't think we want to lose sight of the shoreline, and we kind of want to keep an eye on them also.
Okay? You all can make your stealth checks at advantage.
Cool.
I am also going to cast guidance on myself.
This is a group stealth check, so the 5 might get mitigated.
Just to let you know what I'm going to do, just to kind of boost mine a bit.
Okay.
If I just roll my stealth check is, I'll be doing great.
22. Okay, so that 5
that's
will
not
definitely
great,
be
but
mitigated.
let's
Oh, you had
add,
advantage.
Oh my god.
You had
D4,
advantage.
so- okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
22
all, you
plus
all
3,
did
so
great.
good.
So, as you're all kind of sneaking through, Mossrot, why don't you describe your 5 for us? What happens as you're moving through the tree line, just out of sight? Everyone being as sneaky as could be, staying low, staying quiet, and then Mossrot.
I stepped on a bee.
So, Mossrot lets out this shriek. Bees fly up around her. And this shriek, you see the 3 heads of the 3 women at the canoe kind of look towards you all. But at that exact moment, a Deinonychus, a little baby Deinonychus, comes rushing out of the tree line, scared away by the bees. The women have obviously just assumed that that was whatever made that horrendous sound, and go back about their business. All right, and you all,
Amazing.
after a sufficient amount of time traveling through this tree line, keeping the beach in sight, you do pass this scene, leaving it behind you. Fantastic. Okay, so that was your morning. Not long after you left from Port Nyanzara, you encountered these individuals. As you passed by, you noticed that the canoe appeared to be broken. recently sunk, most likely. You didn't get a look as to anything else that might have been inside. Any closer, you moved farther away from these 3 individuals, so no more details about them. But yeah. Now, continuing onward. Go ahead and progress your token up 1.
Did she hit you or bite you?
All right. Moving on into the midday.
Hey, River, get her blanket up underneath there.
Oh. Everyone's passive perceptions, please.
Mine is a 10.
Okay.
What is Salazar's? 15.
Let's have Mosrat, Salazar, and Banth each roll a d6, please.
Oh, one sec. Do you want me to roll a d6 for her because she's having to handle
Sure,
the kid?
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Pair
want
of 3s and a 4.
Pair of 3s and a 4. Okay. And as soon as Ace is back, I'll just need everyone's passive perception scores, please.
A 12, sorry.
You're good.
Yours is a 12.
A 12, okay. What else?
Mine is 13.
Okay, so
Nice.
13.
15 for Salazar.
15. Cool,
Damn,
cool.
Sal.
Anybody have higher than a 15?
No.
Okay. So, as you all move along the beach, the tree lion gets considerably closer to you all. Hugging almost within a stone's throw from the water itself, 40 feet from trees to beach in the widest point. So, okay. 40 feet at the widest point. As you're moving, you hear the surrounding jungle begin to quiet. The sounds of the birds fade away. Even the sounds of the droning insects coming from inside the jungle seem to dim. Oh, come on. Roll 20 is giving me problems again. Stand by. And... okay.
Standing.
Okay. The silence is the only warning that you get. You hear a slight rustle in the tree line before almost a dozen tiny dinosaurs burst out from the tree line, snarling hungrily towards you, and rush forward to attack. You all have passed the beach in front of a pack of very hungry velociraptors.
These are the chicken-sized ones, right?
They are indeed, and we are going to roll initiative.
Okay.
Like I said,
Roll
okay.
20 was broken for a second.
Yeah, roll 20 is right in the struggle bus, like big time right now.
I forgot to select my token, so let me adjust that right quick.
Okay.
Though,
Scripts are disabled. We gotta turn the scripts
There we
back
go.
on.
doesn't really change anything as far as for the party where I'm at, but
So yeah, everybody, this is our first truly random combat encounter. Again, I do not judge the difficulty of these encounters. The dice do. Your dice, my dice, all together. Remember, running is always an option. I'm not saying that that's what should be done now, but if this had been a pair of allosaurs charging out of the tree line, maybe fleeing might have been the best option. But again, at any point, you all have the option to flee. I know a lot of my combats are a lot of drop them until they're dropped. Very different here in Schult. At any point, you all can attempt an escape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Right.
With a group this big, they all will be acting on the same initiative, which is luckily low. Unfortunately, their stealth check was a 17 to hide from you all and burst out, so they will have surprise on you. So here they come. They can all get to you. Anybody left out?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Okay, so they swarm all around you all. Have you all ever seen Lost World Jurassic Park? You know, the first 10 minutes when all those little
Zombies.
composting gnathics come running out of the forest and attack the little
Yeah.
girl? It's a lot like that. So here they come.
Evil beach chickens.
Oh, hey, they're rolling out.
Uh,
Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. Okay. We'll start from the top. Mossrot, you have 3 of these little buggers. They leap at you, nip at you, scratch at you with their claws, and it is going to be, with the bites first, a 7, a 10, and a 9, and then the claws, a 17, a 16, and a 16 with the claws.
just that one 17 hit.
17, 5 slashing, Mossrot. Banth, you got lucky. Only one was able to get all the way up to you, and it is going to attempt to bite you with a 16 to hit
Hits.
for 5 piercing, and then the claws, that is also going to be a hit at 22 for 6 slashing, so 11 total slashing you took, Banth. Salazar, there are 3 of them running up to you, snipping at you, and trying to slash at you. Bites first. We're looking at a 15, a 9, and a 14.
I think the 15 hits. No, it does not.
Awesome. Claws next. We're looking at a 23, a 15, and a 6. For the 23, you're looking at 5 slashing, Salazar.
Definitely will take it.
Asim. Bites first. Ooh, crit on the first bite. A 17 and a 7.
The crit and the 17 hit.
So you're looking at a total of 11, 12 piercing off of those attacks, Asim.
Ooh.
Next, the claws. Oof. 18, 6, and 22.
2 of them hit.
That is another 9 slashing to Asim.
Ooh.
Take that from her before she jumps on it.
Banth, you are up.
Wow, that's rough. All right. I'm going to attack this one that's right in front of me.
Okay.
And sneak attack it. And I will be attacking with my rapier.
Okay. 14 hits. For 11 points. Fantastic. Banth, you ram your rapier right at this thing, piercing it straight through the midsection, pinning it down to the ground for a brief moment. It goes down.
And that's me.
Salazar.
For an action, we are going to bring out Sizzle
Okay.
right above him, which I think the fiery explosion hits the 3 that are surrounding Salazar.
Okay. Let's get
Within 5 feet.
Yeah, let's get a seam into an actual spot here. I think everyone is a little bit disjointed in where they actually are, so we'll assume that a seam is in the safe zone here and move him right there, and then these 3 are on him. Okay, so it does the fiery explosion when it appears?
Yes.
Okay. DC and damage?
You link it. DC is going to be 13,
Dex?
and yes, Dex.
Okay.
And it's 2d6 fire.
Go roll it. For 9. Half or none?
Let me see. I think save for none.
Okay.
Yeah, save for none.
Okay. All 3 fail.
Oh. That's 9 fire.
9 fire to each. They all burst into flame and squeal, and yeah, they did not like that one bit.
Oof. That's unfortunate for them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get Sizzle out here, because I didn't actually drag his token out. Ah.
We'll assume he's on top of you.
Well, he's above
you,
him,
yep.
yeah. I think as a bonus action, we are going to have Sizzle get us out of here, because this is a bad place to be surrounded by tiny dinosaurs.
Okay.
So we'll have him do the fiery teleportation
Okay.
to jump 15 feet.
And that one is a save against half damage, right?
I believe it's still saved for 0.
Okay, still save for 0. Okay. Same thing, DC 13 dex save?
Yeah. Where is Sizzle's sheet? But yes, it's a DC 13 dex save.
None on
Save
success.
for 0.
2 fail and die. The other one succeeds
And
and
then
lives.
We'll jump 15 feet over here.
Nice.
And there. And that will be turn.
Awesome. Okay. Moss.
I would like to raid.
As one does.
Remember this time. This time, as I rage,
Oh.
I teleport 30 feet to an unoccupied space I can see. Until my rage ends, I can use this effect on each of my turns as a bonus
What
action.
the fuck? You don't want that. That's so cool. So where are you going?
I am going to see. Where's 30 feet? I'm going to come help the seamount. So I'm going to teleport to like right here. Is it okay if I
Okay.
go 25 instead of 30?
Oh
Is
yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to kick sand in their faces and boof over here. Not boof.
Boof.
Not boof. Poof. 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 And then I would like to start by stabbing the little one viciously with my glaive.
Okay.
Where is meat opener? There you are.
Ooh, no good.
Sad. All right. I guess
Okay.
that's it.
Asim.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize one of my to do a D10. Well, just to boost a little bit of hit points, which would be
Okay.
This is just number hit points of 4 since I rolled a 1, but beats nothing.
Okay.
Not by much, but that 4 might be the cushion I need, because as low as I am.
Right.
After that, I'm going to utilize Green Flying Blade. And since I only have simple weapons, I'm going to take a swing at this one down here south of me with my dagger, and then have the fire jump to the other one.
Okay.
Oh, I should have helped. I should have flanked one of them for you. I'm sorry. That was dumb.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
That's a hit.
25. So it does the regular dagger damage. So
Which does drop that one.
11 damage to him, and then it'd be 2 fire damage jumping to the other one normally. Does the crit apply to that or not?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so 2 fire on this one here right beside me.
It's Green Flame Blade, right?
Yes. A little something in case things got close to me, because
Okay. Only affect the damage
it's
of the
always-
attack.
Always at disadvantage. Yeah, okay. And hey, that's 1 less. That's better than it was.
Indeed. All right. Anything else?
I believe that is it.
Okay. Brings us back to the little guys. This one is gonna fuck right off. Wants nothing to do with this anymore. These ones, however, are undeterred. Alright, so Asim, you first. A bite. It is not your lucky day, Asim. That is another crit at 10 piercing.
Ooh, so that gets rid of that one. And then what I had left. And Asim is currently down.
Okay. Fantastic.
It's not my lucky day. I mean, how many crits did I
not
get
fantastic.
hit with?
You got hit by
there?
2 crits.
No, well, no, I mean, how many times in the... I'm just drawing them away from you fellas.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Moss, it lashes out back at you with its claw. That is going to be a 6 to hit. The other one is fully focused on you, Mossra. It tries to bite you. It's going to claw you first with an 8 to hit, then a bite with a 13 to hit, Moss.
Miss.
Salazar, you have one on you. It starts with its claw. It's a 19 to hit with the claw.
That'll hit.
For 6 slashing, it then attempts to bite you. 14 to hit.
That'll miss.
Banth, you have 2 on you. Claws first. They come at you with the claws. It does crit. Hey, this is not going well for y'all. Alright, so 6 slashing off the crit, Banth. The second one is only a 13 to hit. And then we've got the 2 bite attacks coming in. That is a 15 and a 6 on the bites.
It's one for 15 hits.
The 15 hits. It is going to be 3 piercing on the bite. Okay. That is their turn. Banth, you are up.
Well, I will. Hit this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
24 hits. 10 does drop that one, Banth.
Nice.
And I will disengage
Okay.
and run to here.
Got it.
That's me.
All right. Salazar.
Oh my. This is not a great place. I want to help Asim, but I don't think I can safely do that at the moment.
Take care of yourself first.
We're gonna take a step over 5 feet here,
Okay.
and cast a Burning Hands,
Ooh, nice.
which is a 15-foot cube or cone. So I think
15-foot cone would not
Does
get
that catch?
It does not get this one.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Just shy of them.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we'll still go for it though.
Okay.
Just torch this one in front of us. So that's going to be a DC 13 deck save.
It does fail. For 7 fire.
So 7 fire.
Okay, yeah, it is badly hurt, but still up.
And then we will have Fizzle as a bonus action, throw a flame seed at it, and then swoop over to help Mossrot. 13
13 hits.
for 7 more fire.
Down it goes.
And then he'll swoop over there.
Which one were you shooting at? The same one you hit, right?
Yeah, the one in front.
Okay, got it.
And then that's gonna be turn.
Okay.
So this one's trying to flank for Mossrot.
Thank you.
You're up, Moss.
She is going to use the glaive again.
Okay.
Finally. For 8 slashing on this one between me and Sizzle.
Does that also include your extra rage damage?
Oh, I didn't click the rage.
Down it
It's
goes.
+2. She's going to disengage. Because I don't have a second attack yet.
I don't know if I think you disengage unless you're like a rogue. It takes your action.
I've got it. I
Nice.
got nimble, so bleh. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, she's just gonna like get out of range a little bit of this little turd.
All right. Good luck, Asim.
Oh, Get back over here. I should have already done this.
Oh, I thought you were down. I'm sorry.
He is down.
Oh, I am down.
It's not gonna keep
After the
trying to
death
eat him,
save.
is it? Oh, okay.
Now I do get to make this an advantage as a reborn, so let's see what it does.
16 is a success.
That just rolled once. Do you mind if I just roll another d20
Oh,
just to
For advantage?
Yeah, I do get to make it an advantage. So if I do
Go
wind up
ahead.
with like an at 20,
Yeah.
where I can pop up with 1 hit point, I definitely would prefer that.
Okay.
Nah, but it's one success.
One
so-
success. Okay.
Okay.
Moss.
Okay, that's my turn.
The velociraptor that just did a seam-in snaps towards you as you try to run away. But as you run, it turns towards its guaranteed meal and bites a seam.
Oof.
A seam at advantage, it's a 9 to hit.
Man, he failed at eating me when I was dead.
Unlucky. Got a 9 and a 6. So you see it kind of look towards you, Moss, right? And then look back towards the seam and then bite at him and rip away, but it just comes away with a mouthful of cloth. This one is going to charge at... the tree line, because it is outnumbered now and it doesn't have a free meal sitting in front of it. Animals do animal things.
This is true.
Okay. Banth.
Well. Vance will right over this one and attempt to hit it with a rapier.
Alright.
Would sneak attack count in this?
No, because the seam is incapacitated.
You can steady aim though, correct?
I'm not exactly sure how steady aim works.
I believe so.
I thought you could do it for any attack. I could be wrong. Oh, you know what? I don't think you can move.
Right, I think the movement is definitely a thing. I don't know if it can be done after or before, but let's take a look. Steady aim. Okay. As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll in the current turn. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use the bonus action, your speed is 0, so you have to be stationary. Those both still hit, though. Oh, so close.
And then disengage and take off.
Nice. Run in, stab, run away.
Yeah.
Salazar.
We are going to run right over on top of this dead dino here and cast a Cure Wounds on Asim.
Nice.
My spell open. Cure Wounds.
9 healing. That's a
Nine.
good cure wounds. Nice.
Yeah, that is really good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Asim the dinosaur has still
Then-
got like a mouthful of your robes. It's like shaking it around like a dog with a toy.
Then as a bonus action, we'll
Yes.
have Sizzle swing
Daddy
overhead
right now.
here and fly Asim and Salazar away.
Nice, nice.
That same fiery teleportation, and we can both bounce 15 feet.
The dino does fail its save, and as Asim's robes are ripped out of its mouth, a fiery explosion blasts it back into the trees.
Ugh.
And with that, you all notice that the sounds of the forest return. The birds are happy again. The hungry dinosaurs are no more.
With no one left to fight, Moss is like very aggressively attacking a rock.
All right, everybody.
Subdued.
So, on that note, I'm sure you all want a short rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You all may do so. All right.
Oh,
Yeah. No, on hit die, they only kind of replenish on a long rest, correct?
Correct.
And only one at a time.
Correct.
Half.
No, half, yeah, yeah.
Half rounded down. Okay, I might conserve mine in that case.
So,
Yeah, I use just one.
now that y'all mention it, the rest of your day does go by without incident. So, we will continue traveling along the beach. I'll go ahead and advance your token one more space northward along the coastline. And night does begin to fall. Assuming you all want to strike camp for the evening, how do you all go about doing that?
Is there any like rocky caves or something along this beach line we could maybe set up in just to get some shelter from the wind and rain?
If you all want to try to find suitable shelter, as in like a natural type of shelter, a rocky cove, a cave, anything like that, then we will just need a survival check from somebody that is proficient in that skill.
I am.
This is
I would like to cast guidance on whoever is doing it.
Salazar's pretty good, but if Moss wants to take lead on this, that's
Okay,
cool.
if there's
I've-
two of you, then one of you can do it at advantage.
I've only got a +2 with proficiency, so if you have better, then do it.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
And also add a 2 to whatever you roll.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a survival check at advantage with Mossrat's assistance. Fantastic. You all are able to find a
25.
nice little secure cave. Your investigation of the cave and scouting around it leads you to believe that not only is nothing using it as their own home, but that it is also safe from the water, from the tide, from the rain, excellent drainage. It's an all-around good place to hold up for the night. And as night falls over the beach, we will go ahead and take our break.
awesome.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. So we are back once again. You all have successfully found a beautiful little cave system to rest your heads in, unused and safe from the elements. You have dragged back several tiny dinosaur carcasses with you for cooking and consuming, hopefully. And, yeah. So, as we will do at the end of every night, reduce your resources accordingly. Everybody take one of your rations. It did rain throughout the day, so we will say that you, as was asked just a moment ago, that you set up your rain catchers. Basically, as long as somebody during the point of the day says, like, I will say, hey, it's raining a lot. Like, I literally have on random, like, every day there's an 80% chance that it rains, and then I have how many different rain tracks do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different rain tracks to play through. So if you listen and it's raining, just at some point during the day say that you've set up your rain catcher, and as long as somebody has said that, we will say that you have refilled all of your water skins accordingly. Same thing with the bug repellent, all of that good stuff. You said that since you're on the beach, you don't got to worry about it. Unless you
So
go
I will
deeper into the
burn
jungle.
one
at
for
night
the
when
night.
we. Yeah, you said we have to set one up in
At
camp
night,
just
yes.
because we'd be stationary.
Exactly.
So I'll
So,
burn one of mine for that.
Okay,
I
I
have a
was about
bunch.
to ask.
Perfect. Okay, and so yeah, just your resources, your incenses, your food, and your water are the main 3 resources that we're tracking. So, if for whatever reason you lose your water and it doesn't rain, you'll have to figure something out. If like say you all take a dip in the ocean unexpectedly, right? That could potentially ruin some of your gear. So if stuff like that happens, we'll take it a little bit more seriously. But for the most part, at the end of the day, what we'll do is at the end of any day of travel, we'll just mention, hey, reduce your rations, reduce your incense if necessary, and if you haven't gotten a chance to refill your water skins, reduce your water. So mainly what everyone should be doing right now is reducing your rations by 1.
Done.
That being said,
Oh, do we have to reduce the ration?
yeah, you all have
Dinosaurs?
I was
some
gonna
tasty
say-
dinosaurs to consume.
Yeah, like I'd like to prep a little stew, season it,
Delicious.
get it cooking over the
Right,
fire.
you bought spices and everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and
Yeah,
get a
no.
survival check. We'll say if you get either way, you can eliminate your need for rations today. But if you get over a 13, then we will add 1 ration each to your stores.
All right, and I am trained in cook's utensils for what
Are you really?
Yes.
Okay, we'll reduce
And
that DC
I am
to 10.
carrying the cook's utensil kit.
Fantastic. We'll
Like,
reduce the DC to
Fully
10.
prepared.
Either way, you can produce food for tonight, and you do not need to reduce your rations counts by today. DC 10, and you each get an additional ration on top of that. Fantastic. Great job, Salazar.
Sweet. Awesome.
Making a real nice little stew. Got the fire going. We're nice and cozy in camp.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Whomever would like to take the extra ration that was prepared for me, feel free to, because my guy doesn't eat.
I'm sure Moss Rob will take it.
She's already hanging off his arm, eating it.
Nice.
As far as rations go, they don't like give you back any hit points, do they, or anything
No.
like that?
No.
Okay.
Just food. Just sustenance.
And do you get a long rest then overnight? or how does
So,
it-
yes, you all have made camp for the night. Watches. I like to do 2 watches. First watch, second watch. I don't like to break it up into 3. I generally just do 2. First watch, second watch. As long as you sleep during one of those watches, it's considered to be a long rest. So we're not going to get too deep into it. Just 2 watches, first and second watch. So who is taking those watches?
Salazar can do the first one while he mines the fire and
Second then.
preps everything.
Okay. Perception checks from both of you. Okay. It's a quiet night. You all hang out, enjoy the light of your fire. It finally cools down a little bit. The rain subsides for the evening. Beautiful, clear, starlit sky. Sounds of the jungle. Rest of the night goes by without incident. And we will move on to the morning of the next day.
Cool.
All right. Is there anything that you all would like to do at your campsite before proceeding?
Make it look like we were never there.
Okay.
Moss
So
Rock
you
carrying on.
want to cover your trail?
Yes.
Let's get a survival check from somebody.
Okie dokie.
Okay. You
Sorry,
are
I didn't mean
able.
to hit it twice.
You're fine. You are able to sufficiently leave the space without a trace. And now
Goblin
roll.
paranoia.
Okay.
I'm just imagining Moss like kicking her sandcastle over that she definitely built on watch.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So, your second day of travel. You move along the beach line. It's very calm, very quiet, as was advertised. Not a whole lot goes down on the beaches. Most of it is just a pleasant stroll along sandy coasts. Every now and then, rocky bits sticking up to make it just a little bit less plain. But yeah, I would say about halfway through your travel today, maybe about 4 or 5 hours after you begin walking along the beach line, see something very interesting ahead of you all. Jutting up out of the sand are what looks like a beautiful coral reef, except those of you that have been around beaches, if any of you have, have we asked about nature yet? Does anybody have proficiency in nature?
I believe I
I do not.
Okay. So
Nope.
Salazar, you would recognize that
I'm sorry, I do
sometimes
not.
you
I
do
do
not. Okay, fantastic. So it does strike you all as a little bit odd. It's a little too vibrant to be up on the beach. Furthermore, as you all get a little bit closer, you can see fish flying around this coral reef, as if they were swimming through water.
I am baffled.
Did Musrod rage around this thing at some point?
Oh,
Unusual-
my wild magic. Right.
Things happen.
Point of order, you all did get a long rest last night, so just make sure that everybody is resting.
Yeah.
Can I use my magical awareness?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me just throw that up real quick.
Okay. So Mossrock closing within 60 feet, expecting to see some sort of illusion magic at work. The location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that is mental cover. You learn which school of magic it belongs to. Fantastic. Okay, so Mossrock, as you approach, expecting some sort of illusion magic or something like that, you are surprised when you encounter necromancy.
I'm gonna like tug on Azim's scrub and be like, is this yours? Is this familiar in any way? It's necromancy. He probably mispronounces it like negromancy, like something like negative.
Hmm.
How'd you know that?
Curious.
Yeah. So Asim, with your... Go ahead.
I don't think him using detect magic is going to give him any more information than that.
Yeah, Mossrot's gotten pretty much the gist out of what detection is going to get you. But with the information that Mossrot just gave you about this being necromancy, Asim, you're able, with your proficiency in Arcana, you're able to kind of put together that this appears to be the ghost of a reef. An entire location, kind of trapped in this instance of time when the water level was much higher and this place was entirely underwater. There's several fish swimming around, ghosts of these fish, eels and things like that. And yeah, you see a large spectral shark kind of flying above lazily, just as if it was just kind of patrolling around its own little reef before it kind of dives back down and out of sight again.
Some of the sages back home suspected that some of these structures were living things instead of just being mineral, and this would support that theory.
Do we go around it or
Just because something is dead does not mean it can't harm an individual.
Still not entirely sure if you're alive or not.
Some things are best left a mystery. It adds wonder to life.
So are we provoking the coral reef?
How big of an area is it covering on the beach? Is it like bypassable or not?
Yeah, you could go around it without having to go into the jungle. It covers an area probably about 100 square feet. But yeah, you could bypass it without having to go into the jungle. You could go around it.
But guys, ghost shark.
I'm not sure that we want to go play at the Ghost Sharks.
Yeah, I think that's what's scaring me.
As you are
Hi.
watching, Ghost Shark eats a very not ghost seagull right out of the sky.
Yeah, we're definitely bypassing that ghost shark.
I feel like someone just picks up moss and just starts walking around it. Nope, 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 nope.
Can I get never mind, Salazar, you have the highest passive perception. Salazar, as you all kind of go around this coral reef, you do see out of the corner of your eye the wreckage of a small pontoon boat. Something glitters inside of it. It is smack dab at the center of this reef.
There's
Salazar,
something
you're
out
the
there.
only one that noticed that.
I can't say no to loot. Guys, there's something out in that boat. I think we should check it out.
Ghost shark.
Mm,
I agree with the kobold.
What are you saying, Asim?
Well, I suspect that if we're going, well, we are going to need more funds. We're going to partake deeper into the jungle, and knowing what caused this boat to wreck would not hurt either.
Another thing
Ghost
is,
shark. Ghost shark.
how are we, if it's a lot of loot, how are we getting it out of here?
On our backs. Not Salazar's back, but the rest of us.
The rest of us can at least carry some.
Alright.
I still have.
We can find some more of those tiny raptors and make like a sled team.
Raptor sled.
Like mechanically speaking, I'm only halfway toward it at the moment.
So,
Because I'm not really having to work. I am carrying one water skin, but that's more just in case someone loses. But food and stuff, I'm not having to bother with.
Alright, to the boat we go.
So,
Moth
the
Rush is clapping her
coral
hands.
reef covers an area of 100 square feet. That means if you walk up to the edge of it, any edge of the coral reef, you are 50 feet from the pontoon boat, which is directly at the center of the spectral reef system.
Piece of cake.
I will need a nature check from somebody to determine the patrolling pattern of that big old sharky boy.
Does anyone have proficiency in nature?
No.
No.
Best druid ever. You're my favorite druid.
In that case, I'm going to utilize two things to try to boost it a bit.
Okay.
First thing first is knowledge from past life to add a D6 and guidance to add a D4. And then I'll just make the straight nature roll, and then I'll add those to it.
Okay.
Ruth Ann.
There you're on nature.
Fantastic.
Maybe I don't need it.
You do not. All right. So, Asim, channeling the memories of a former seafarer. You're able to kind of watch the shark moving about, and you're able to perfectly determine the exact best moment to move out towards the busted down pontoon boat. So that the shark will be the farthest distance from you when you move out there. Are all 4 of you going after it? It's 50 feet away from you.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I will need athletics from each person that's rushing out to the boat. The shark will circle back around. So if you want to get to it, you'll have to get out there, get whatever's on the boat, and then get back within 1 round.
Maybe Salazar shouldn't go for this.
No, we'll call it 2 rounds. Yeah, we'll call it 2 rounds.
Can we use acrobatics instead?
Sure.
Oh, okay, sweet.
You know what? I can't say no to treasure, even though it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
Let me see what I can do.
Can I use my inspiration?
that's
for
terrible.
please?
For Mossrot? A 15's
Yeah, I had a
fine.
15. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, 15's
I
fine.
am going to use mine, though, because that 18 definitely,
Okay.
that 7 definitely
Yeah,
is
6
not.
and 7 are not so fine. So, Salazar, with the massive pack on your back, you trip over a rock, and the rest of the group kind of walks out a few feet ahead of you. Looking up, you can still see the shark is on the other side of the reef from you all. But yeah, cost a little bit of time there. So, getting to the pontoon boat, keeping a close eye on that shark moving around on the other side of the reef at the moment. You're able to get there, and it looks like the ship caught itself on these reefs. The entire coral system around is spectral for the most part. But once you get closer to it, you can see that there is very real dead reef beneath all the colorful illusion that the spirits of the reef are posing. The ship appears to have run aground on this reef a very long time ago. And luckily for you all, you appear to be the first ones brave enough to venture out into this area to try and uncover what's here. There's a chest underneath one of the boards. It is locked. What do y'all do?
I
think we need to grab a go.
Grab a go? Okay.
We can open it when we're not in the middle of shark territory.
Cool. Smart.
Okay.
I will take a few steps to try to keep an eye on the shark as other folks are getting hold of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to dig it out so Mossrot can run with it.
Okay. It is carryable by the 4 of you.
Okay.
If less than all 4 of you are going to carry it, I will need athletics checks from the 2 or 3 that are carrying. From the 2 that are carrying it.
I think all 4 of us should try and carry it.
All right. We will need a return athletics check. Since all 4 of you are carrying it, we'll just do 1 check. It is going to be a group DC of 14. Good luck.
I am going to slap guidance on myself as we grab the chest.
Okay.
Saw what happened with Salazar went down last time.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Salazar, you will be making this check at disadvantage.
Is there a chance to cast a quick spell before we do this?
What spell?
Enhance ability?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and give myself enhance ability on strength. Alright, let's roll this.
But, hey,
An 18!
8 disadvantage. Or does that give you advantage?
It gives me advantage, I believe.
Yeah, bull strength.
Try-
Target has advantage on strength checks, and
Yep,
his or her
nice.
carrying capacity
18,
doubles.
perfect. Okay, I think, 23, 15, 12, and 18. Yeah, you all get there. Good job. So, as you're all rushing away from the boat, all 4 of you, one hand underneath each corner of the chest, rushing across this coral reef. Look behind you. You see the shark has noticed you. It comes swimming. You can see it kind of begin a wide arc around the reef, breaking away from its normal pattern. It's obviously heading in your direction. You see it coming and pick up the pace, running towards the edge of the reef. And just as it's right on your heels, just a few feet from reaching you, you all exit the area of the reef, and the shark just does a sharp turn away, just as if it was about to exit the water. But y'all make it out.
Oh,
That was terrifying,
yep.
but we got the treasure chest.
May need to go change my pants.
Exhilarating, wasn't it?
Okay. So, inside of this chest, do you all pick it, or do you break the lock off?
I will use my thieves' tools to pick. If
Okay.
I can.
Just go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools. You can add intelligence or dexterity or wisdom. Either one's fine.
Your thieves' tools don't work. She'll use hers next, and she's spinning her glaive around over the back of her hand.
16 opens the lock. All right. Inside, there is a rotting quiver. Inside of this rotted out hunk of leather are 10. I'm sorry. Not 10. 1d10. There are 5 silver-coated arrows.
Oh.
We can call them crossbow bolts or arrows, depending on who would have a better use of which one. In addition, there is a small pouch carrying 4 gemstones worth 10 gold each.
One apiece.
Cool.
Fantastic.
I just put those in the party chest for now.
Think about the gemstones. We can just do 1 gemstone
Yeah.
apiece. That's the arrows.
That works. I was just typing as he was talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have anyone in the party that utilizes either utilizes a bow and arrow or crossbow?
I do have a short bow, but if Mothra wants them as bolts,
We
then
can also split them.
I don't have any
Well,
bow or
he
anything.
does.
Yeah.
For the narrative aspect of it, it's going to be one or the other. It's either going to be arrows or bolts.
take them, Mothra.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Did you jailbreak? Come
With
here.
that, everybody, the rest of your day does pass without incident.
Awesome.
Evening begins to fall once again on your second day of travel along the beach. How are you all setting up camp?
Can we look the same way? Look around for something, a safe place to sleep.
Absolutely.
I'll go ahead and fire up guidance on whoever's looking.
You want me to roll again?
Yeah, you're still with your probably the highest, so add 2 on top of it.
I'm gonna take my sessional for that. I don't want to get eaten by dinosaurs.
I don't want to get eaten. All right. Fantastic. All right. With a 19, Salazar, you're able to find a nice little cove. The water just kind of gently laps up along the shoreline. The rock faces along the side of it are good protection against the wind. There's nice little overhangs to protect you from the weather, from water. Yeah, you find this is a really good spot to post up for the evening. And as such, we will go ahead and move on to the evening. And you all can reduce your rations and reduce your rations and water for the day. It did rain today, so we'll assume that you set up your water catcher, so you don't need to reduce your water. But yeah, reduce your insect repellent, however you're going to do that for the evening, since you are posting up for the night. Main thing is to reduce your rations.
I got insect incense again.
I forgot to ask earlier, but is anybody wearing heavy armor?
No,
Okay.
I don't
No.
think so, right?
Good. All right, everybody. Who's on first watch? Who's on second?
I'll take first watch tonight.
Who's
I
on
guess
second?
I can do second.
Okay, let's go ahead and get perception checks from both of you. Okay. All right. Banth, with your 19, on maybe about 3 or 4 hours after everyone has settled in to go to bed for the evening, you hear something off in the distance. You mistake it for thunder at first, but looking up, the sky is clear. Hear it again, just a boom. Make an insight check, Banth. Wow, okay. You listen carefully to it for a moment, and these sounds... It sounds like footsteps, but massive, monumental footsteps. You recognize that as the sound giants make when they roam through the land. It is far off, possibly even miles away from where you are, and heading in the opposite direction.
I will, can I, like, try and, I don't know. I'll just, like, listen to it and make sure it's getting further away and...
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you're able to pretty quickly determine that it is indeed heading away from you, and not getting any closer.
I'll just leave it at that then.
Okay. The rest of the night passes without incident. We are on to the following morning.
I will mention it to the party that I heard what I think is a giant.
Okay. In a reaction to that news? Oh, sorry, Hank,
Or is
again?
it is it necessarily a giant, or or could it have possibly been one of the beasts here that are the size of giants?
With the 21, Banth, you are pretty confident that was a massive humanoid. You're able to hear the stride and the way it was walking. You heard some other things that made you think that as well, like tools being used and things like that. With a 21 and a 19, you were able to determine quite a bit. Fairly convinced it was giants.
Well, not
We knew
exactly
about
the
it.
most pleasant of news.
Yeah, we knew about dinosaurs, but now there's giants here too.
Hmm. Just keep.
Imagine
Keep
if
your
we
eyes
raced
peeled.
one of those.
Enter a giant in the dinosaur races.
Something tells me he'd be rather pissed about that.
We'd make a killing.
Okay. Moving on to the third and final day of travel. You will have one more day of movement along the beach, and you will arrive at Fort Belurian the next morning. So, let's see what the last day holds for you all. Okay. All right. Alright, everybody. This last day of travel does pass by without incident. As you all move further north, closer to Fort Belurian, I'll move you all back to your map so you can kind of get a good idea of where you are.
Thank you.
So, moving along the beach, beginning to move inland now. You can see that paths and roads are beginning to become more obvious. People have obviously been using this pathway much more than just the beach route that you've been moving up along. As you all begin to set up shop for the night, just as the sun's beginning to set, you do see the camp of a man out ahead of you all. The sun is setting, light is fading. He has a single campfire. He's maybe about 40 feet back from the beach, safe enough that the high tide's not going to get him. But he's just you can see he's kind of set up a tent and a bedroll as you all approach, and he kind of just looks up and notices you all and gives you just a kind of a little wave and a nod of acknowledgement before going back to poking his own fire. First person that you've all seen, but judging by how well used these trails are, you can determine that you must be getting close to Fort Belurian, and the trail heads back towards the beach. So this is likely the route that people take when they're coming inland from the beach.
Cool. We should go say hi to him. Because maybe we could share the fire, perhaps? We have a good cook. That's a good selling point.
Lead the way, Mothra.
She's
You're
on the way.
our,
You don't want her to be the face. She scampers up like on all fours and like sits by the fire like she's supposed to be there. Hello.
He kind of he looks a bit alarmed at first, seeing a goblin approaching him on all fours. He looks up and sees everyone else behind him and kind of just shrugs. And looks over towards you and says, "Welcome, welcome. I take it you are not of the Batiri? From the mainland, then? From Faerun?"
No, but we did meet
Ah.
Prince Not Gargle recently.
As well. My fire is your fire, friends. I'm assuming you all are heading towards Fort Belurian as well?
Yes.
My name is Roka. Well met.
Are you
What
also
brings you up
going
this
to-
way?
Well, the same thing that would bring anyone towards Fort Belurian, I would assume. I'm on my way to purchase a charter of exploration.
Any
Oh, jeez. Roll20 just full crashed on me.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Everyone
We
else
win.
okay? My
Yeah.
my second
Yeah.
screen is going okay. Refreshing. Okay. Looks like we're okay. Okay. So yeah. Same thing as anyone. Heading to get one of those damned charters of exploration or whatever name they have for their extortion. I assume you all are doing the same? You have the looks of it about you.
Yes, it seems to be a means of avoiding certain unpleasantness.
Legal highway robbery, if you ask me. But what are we to do about it? They have the numbers, they have the force. Not even the Choltons have been able to deny their claim.
Well,
any certain areas you'll be searching?
Well, I assume that as soon as I get my charter, I'll be heading to Port Nyanzaru and try to meet up with a group and head out to make my fortune.
We just came from there.
I hear it's a wonderful city. I was dropped off down at the Fort Belurian docks, not far from here. He gestures to the west, down the path.
It's great if you like dinosaurs.
I've heard of the big lizards. Can't imagine they'd be too much of a problem. I mean, I've seen geckos and iguanas. Can't imagine a big one to be much of an issue.
Nosrat does not say a word.
Well, you all are welcome to join my fire. The coast this part seems relatively quiet.
We can help with watch, staying up for watch also.
Of course.
So we're still about like how far are we from the fort?
Within hours. You'll arrive there in the morning. You've been informed that arriving at the fort at night isn't recommended, just because they're on higher alert. You have more channels to go through. Like if you were attacked, you could probably run to the fort, but yeah, easier to enter the fort during the day.
Cool.
Makes sense.
Okay. So, during the evening, as you're all kind of, again, reduce your rations as necessary, Roka does not exactly have enough to share, so he'll be eating his own, but reduce your rations by 1, everybody. Again, water's fine. You need to remember to roll for weather every morning. I've been forgetting. You know what I should do is I should just add a D100 to this, because it's an 80% chance to be raining every freaking day. So there are days where it won't rain, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a blue D100 here.
For water, I get
For
it.
rain, yeah.
Now, is there a difference between rain and like storm?
Oh yes. Oh yes. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to roll if there's a 10% chance for a tropical storm and a 20% chance for no rain at all. So I'm going to roll my D100 every morning, and then if it is 70 to 80, tropical storm. If it is 80 to 100, no rain that day, and you have to find a way to get water. Where is
Got it.
the D100 piece of this? There it is. Nice. Hell yeah. Pretty. I like having an excuse to roll the physical dice. It's nice. Hell yeah. So I have a fistful of 5 dice to roll every morning for random encounters. That'll be fun. Hey. All right. Good stuff. So, as the evening goes on, Roka begins asking you all, so what do you all think of the Flaming Fist and their business here?
I think they're big flaming turds instead of fists.
He nods. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
I don't see how it's their business what we find out here, but
Indeed, they simply show up with an army bigger than anything Port Nyanzara can throw at them, begin exploring, ravaging into the jungle, and then lay claim to everything north of Kitcher's Inlet and west and east of the Mist Cliff. Travesty, if you ask me, but no one can stand up to them. So what shall we do? What can't be done?
Pay
but
them,
they
I
can't know
guess.
everything. I mean, we can do their paperwork, but that doesn't mean that we need to tell them everything we find out here.
Nods. Indeed, indeed. If only there was a way to get around them. No. The rumor back on the Sword Coast has it that they're in league with pirates.
Really now?
He nods. He says, the rumors that I've heard. He kind of looks around conspiratorially, making sure no one's coming up the road or anything. The rumors I've heard is that they have an arrangement with the pirates of Chult. They don't attack anything going to or from Baldur's Gate, and The Yara leaves them alone in exchange, lets them operate freely.
He says Baldur's Gate, and Mossrot, like, makes a face.
Well, it is very possible. They will not be the first organization to, well, have connections with less than safe resorts.
So,
And there's also the fact that from that I know of the Flaming Fist, they tend to be more mercenary company than any of those that have some sort of any form of religious or higher calling behind the actions that they do.
says, no, you're thinking of the Order of the Gauntlet. They're the self-righteous rabble-rousers who've delved so deep into the jungle that their first camp was completely overrun. No, the Flaming Fist are pragmatic.
I
Vicious,
heard their leader takes
exploitative.
ears.
Go ahead.
I'm saying, I heard their leader takes ears.
Indeed. Ears of the undead.
Ugh.
Yes, you see, she wishes to make the jungle safer for her own men so that they can delve into the mines and pillage the ruins and gather as much wealth as they possibly can to ship off back to their towers. Says, you know, it seems that we're of the same mind when it comes to the fist. He leans in again, conspiratorially. My employers have sent me here to see if I can find proof of their involvement with these pirates. If we could discredit them here in Schultz, their reign of terror over the region may end. Would you
And
all be
whom
interested in
are
helping
your-
me in this goal?
Whom are your employers, dare I ask?
A powerful organization of the Sword Coast. One that does not wish to see the Flaming Fist mercenaries control so much over something they have so little right to.
Would this happen to be an organization that's just angry because they're not the ones who got in on this to begin with?
Of course not. Of course not. We are a noble organization. Make an insight
That
check,
you won't
Asim.
name?
I gotta say, Asim is kind of suspecting it's bullshit, but... Okay, let's see. My dice failed me tonight. Oh well.
Says, I cannot tell you who exactly it is that I'm working for they cannot be seen involved in these matters. If they are wrong, then they could have made an enemy of a very powerful organization. Schultz is making the Fist very, very rich. But, I assure you, we wish to see their tyranny of this land, their conquest of this natural wonderland, put to a stop. I wouldn't ask anything too dramatic of you. Simply make a distraction when we arrive to the fort. It can be anything. I simply need to slip into the officers' quarters and find proof of what I'm looking for. If you all can provide me this distraction, one that I would know when I saw it, I will pay for your charter. And I can set you up with some amazing guides back in Port Nyanzaru, the ones that I'm supposed to be meeting.
Well, a very kind offer. We already have an individual who has afforded us both money and a possible guide.
Oh, I didn't offer to pay for your guide. Do I look like I'm rich? I offered to introduce you to the best guides. The best in the city.
Am I able to do an insight, maybe?
Yeah, we can do one. Well, always allow 2 rolls. 2 rolls or 1 with advantage and somebody assisting, so we can do a second roll. Okay, Moss. You can tell a couple of things. One, he is asking you to do. The thing that he's asking is straight up. Like all he wants you to do is make a distraction. He doesn't expect that to be any more dangerous than it sounds. Furthermore, he is obviously hiding something from you. You can determine that with certainty now. There is something he's not telling you. And with your 15 insight, I think that's what you get.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. His name is Roka, for our note taker. Well, I'll find a way into the officers' quarters one way or another. Your help would certainly be appreciated, but I understand. Not everyone wishes to be caught up in the machinations, the politics of this land. If you change your mind, I will not attempt my mission until late in the evening. If sundown begins and I have not seen any suitable distraction, I'll assume that you've decided not to help. Not to assist in the purging of this great injustice from these lands.
I think we might need to talk among ourselves a little about this.
Mhm.
Of course, of course.
He's giving me used car salesman vibe.
He says, I was just about to go for a walk along the shore anyways. You may enjoy my fire. I will be back in a few minutes, if you all need some privacy.
That man will
Wonderful.
sell us
That'd be
out in a
appreciated.
heartbeat.
Out of character, how do you spell his name again?
Rokah. Roka.
Okay. R.
ROKAH. But yeah, that guy will sell us out in a heartbeat.
Yes. But also, I'm kind of on board for doing something about these guys that are just going to be robbing us.
We could rob them
Like,
then.
whatever we find and take is ours.
Whatever we steal is ours.
Yes, I'm glad you understand.
I'm down for doing something as well.
I have never caused a distraction in my life.
I think
I don't.
You are the distraction.
Uh,
I'm kind of thinking like we run into the camp screaming like a horde of undead is coming, and like while they're all bolstering and like, you know, setting up, then Buddy can sneak in or whatever.
there's
Point
a
of
concern
order.
I-
He doesn't need to sneak in. People can just walk into the fort. It's an open fort. It's more of a small city.
And he needs to find evidence that of what again? Sorry.
He's heard rumors that the Flaming Fist is working with the Cholton pirates.
Right.
If
right.
if he can find evidence of this and prove it, that's a big black mark on the Flaming Fist's legitimacy.
Now, of course, the other thing is, does he mean find proof or plant fabricated proof?
Furthermore,
I mean-
he would have specified he needs to be inside the fort already. So enter the fort after you're settled in and gone about some things. Distraction.
Got you.
Now, like, finding proof, planting proof, do we really care?
Yeah, like that has nothing to do with
Do we care?
I'll admit, it seems thing is he kind of used this distraction actually proceeding with the mission out of character. Because he definitely has reasons that he wants to actually get this solved or done with all that fun stuff. Which I know out of character is going to take a while, but he in character does not.
Oh no, I get it. for me, as Salazar, it's more of he's very much used to whatever they find and loot is theirs, and the idea of having to turn it over to somebody is not going to sit right. But
Boss is not sure what to think about being the moral compass here. That's not her usual position.
I mean, like, all he's asking for is something as simple as, like, popping open the dinosaur pin.
Yes, but then we'll get in trouble for that. And he's just off scot-free.
Mm-hmm. He could be looking for a
Scapegoat.
patsy.
You're not wrong.
And I refuse to be a goat.
I mean, I guess if we see an opportunity, we could take it. But if it's too risky, we just don't.
I think that's a good approach.
Cartman, I can't seem
My
to find a
big
good
fear
level
is-
for your volume. Sometimes you're really quiet, sometimes you're really loud. I've been having to adjust all over the place.
My big fear is that he is part of the Flaming Fist and we're getting set all the way up.
Set all the way up, she says.
Then again, goblin paranoia, so here we are.
Indeed. Okay, so Rocco returns. He says, "You need not answer now. As I said, I'll wait until the evening. If a solid opportunity presents itself, then I will search for the evidence that my employers need to discredit the Fist and get them out of this land. If not, I have my own means. Maybe more dangerous, but I'll make do. It has been very nice speaking to you, friends. I hope you make the right decision."
Oh,
And he begins settling in for the night.
if I wanted to be guilt-tripped, I just stayed home with my mom.
Also important to note that this man is very much Faerunian. He is very much Sword Coast. Doesn't look like he's from here. Dressed in explorer's clothes, like he's out here doing much the same as you all are.
Okay. That helps a little bit. I
It's
still
it.
think
He also said that he was
shenanigans.
dropped off at the fort's bay dock. Forget what it's called.
Port?
Yeah, it has a name though. Let me see if I can
Oh,
find it
okay.
real quick. Bellurian Landing. So Bellurian Landing is right here. You see, I'm gonna move your token out of the way real quick. You see how there's like a little path?
Yeah.
So Bellurian Landing is right here.
Hmm.
Wakonga would have filled you in on that. Everything being shipped into the fort or out of the fort goes through Bellurian Landing, which is little more than a stretch of beach with a few log buildings on it. Ships anchor a half-mile offshore, and then people and supplies are ferried back and forth on rowboats. Enormous amounts of wealth go through that tiny little fort, that tiny little landing.
I mean, I guess there's also we haven't even gotten inside yet, so we can see how we feel after we get inside the camp and. Hmm.
Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to the following morning. Who's on watch?
Who won?
I can do one.
Perception?
Yep. 12, okay.
Boo.
14, okay. Stand by.
I'll get arrested and on the spot.
Neither of you notice Roka slip away in the night. You wake up, his gear is gone, his pack is gone, he is nowhere to be found.
Sleep, I swear.
Hmm.
It was the for me.
Well, doesn't this just strike someone as... Anyhow, I suppose that we should proceed.
Okay. Weather roll! Okay. It has stopped raining.
Use our water sparingly.
Luckily, it's just, you know.
Yeah, we're
about there.
probably the best day for it to not rain.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can totally just roll a fistful of dice at the beginning of every travel day. That's super fun. Super fun for me. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So, as you all approach the fort, the first thing that you see is the flag of Baldur's Gate flying high over the tree lines. As you all approach, the flag flies over a wooden stockade. The whole structure sits atop a 10-foot hillock, the sides of which are shaved vertically to make them steep and difficult to climb. The fort's main gate faces west and is open. You can see a couple Flaming Fist soldiers standing outside of it. On the east side of the stockade, a tall keep holds a commanding view of the surrounding wilderness. As you all approach, you can see some other people have also been waiting out in front of the gates. You can see them talking to the soldiers inside, and you see a rather tall woman wearing full plate armor. She looks miserable in it, but she's doing a very good job at keeping that to herself. And you see she has a clipboard, and she's checking in people as they arrive. And as you all approach the front gate, she looks up, says, "Welcome to Fort Belurian. State your business."
Explorers.
Explorers looking to purchase a, oh god, what do they call it?
A charter of exploration.
Yeah, sorry, I went blank right when I was about to say it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that thing that lets you steal all our findings.
Lets us... what?
Fuck, a bug.
Indeed. If you'd like to purchase a charter of exploration so that the Flaming Fist may facilitate safe journeys through this land, I will be more than happy to provide you with one. I am Captain Castellan Gruta, second here at the fort. You all aren't going to be making any trouble inside, are you? Trying to keep us from stealing anything? She looks right at you, Mossrot.
Definitely not, sir.
Indeed. Head on in. Procurement office is at the back near the abbey. What's it called? Near the keep. You can get your charter there and then be on your way.
One more question.
She raises an eyebrow at you.
Have you heard any information regarding the curse that's fell over all the land?
She says, "No. We've received word from the Lord's Alliance to keep our eyes out for anything that could be causing it, but from what we understand, the disturbance is located somewhere in the southern basin. The Fist has not traveled that far, and we don't intend to."
Thank you.
Alright then. Go on in. Stay out of trouble, she says to Mossrot. Y'all head in?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right, everybody. So,
And-
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask I was just going to ask if we could make it to said procurement office to get this thing bought.
I think that'd be the wisest choice.
Okay. So, you all pass through the west gate, and the first thing that you all see is you travel into an enclosed space that is, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this. This isn't this. We're gonna put you all on a map right now. I'm gonna put your group token down. We're not gonna populate it with any NPCs or any other stats. Where this is just kind of to determine where you are in the fort. So, here we go. Waiting for it to load. Give you all some vision.
Kiddo?
Why is there no vision? Weird. You all should be able to see. Okay, we'll just go ahead and do that. No initiative? Lies! Okay, so your group token is where you currently are in the fort. You pass through this gate. This is where the woman was that jotted down your descriptions and everything. Any tokens, any people that you see, just ignore them. There are guards all over the place. There are Flaming Fist soldiers, armed and armored, stationed on the walls all throughout. You can see this is a hotbed of activity. This is basically just like a small town built out here, right? The first section that you're all walking through right now is an armorer and weaponsmith. There are all kinds of weapons, armor, and other such implements of battle here. Very clear that this is probably their biggest money-making thing that they do in the fort is this weaponsmith and armorer here. If there is nothing there that interests you all, does anybody want to look at any of the weapons and armor?
Can we afford any?
It is PHB prices marked up 25%.
Oh.
One thing I was thinking of, should we maybe get a couple healing potions? Or would they have any here?
So
On
the
principle, I don't
bazaar,
want to give them money.
the armory is here. This is all weapons and armor. If you look past, in this area over here, there is a wide bazaar. There is a dozen or more traders here, all with their own little stands, selling everything from the general mundane items that you would find in the fort, all the way to potions. Again, their prices would be marked up by 25%.
On principle, I do not want to give these guys money.
Okay.
I mean, we can if we need to, but
No, we could probably wait till we get back to port.
I won't lie, somewhere Mossrod is like clutched onto like a +5 or whatever weapon that you know she can't have, just like hanging off of it.
no.
Another point of order. Mossrat, there certainly are some very pretty weapons here for you to hang off of.
Hooray.
But Wakanga has the monopoly on magic weapons on the entirety of the peninsula. He's the only one that
that's our
sells them.
friend. Alright. So let's get into his favor, y'all, because he's got the good stuff.
He's the one we're trying to help out.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna do this for the shinies, guys.
Do they keep dinosaurs inside the fort?
Yes. There are, in fact, dinosaurs here at the fort. 10B, where am I at?
I smell a distraction.
Okay.
I'm definitely thinking we set them loose and then help them, like, catch them.
All right.
And keep one?
So yeah, wandering through the fort, there is a stable, and in the stable there are horses and all kinds of other animals. You don't see dinosaur pens, though. However, there are indications that dinosaurs do in fact reside here at the fort.
We don't see them, but there's evidence that they are there somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I got that right. Can I sniff them out?
Make a survival check.
Hooray. Alright. Dice, don't let me down.
I'll help you out.
Don't need it.
Ooh, nice, Mossrot. Your nose picks up the scent of fresh dinosaur dung, and you begin to follow it. Heading in that
Snuffling around.
direction. You're heading that direction, and your nose has led you true. You find a jousting field, across which there are two armored knights in full regalia, full resplendent plate mail, gold and filigreed inlaid throughout it, feathers leading off the top of their heads. You can see one of them wears a helm instead of the normal ones that you would see back in Faerun, back at the Sword Coast. It is fashioned after a tyrannosaur, snarling out at its opponent. Across the way, the other one appears to have an eagle's face, feathers and plumage ruffling out from this knight. They charge at each other across the way, and you can see that you have found quite the event here. These two are jousting atop Deinonychus's, and they charge at each other while several people spectate, cheer, and coin exchanges hands as they bet. They clash,
The best day of my life.
and you have seen the dinosaur jousting fields of Fort Belurian. People cheer, the man in the Tyrannosaur helm goes down, and money exchanges hands.
I love it here.
Too bad it's run by the Flaming Fist.
Oh, can we sell those gems we found?
Oh, the shinies?
If you want to keep yours, you can. I would just like my gold so I can bet it on jousting.
Oh. I would like to bet 1 jewel.
You all are betting the gold that you found on the beach, or the gems you found on the beach?
I think he wants to exchange the gems for gold so we can do more than one bet, I think, maybe.
That was kind of the idea, so I don't have to
Yes,
bet all 10
okay.
at once.
So you want to head back to the bazaar and exchange some of your gems?
Yes.
Yeah, would that be doable?
Yeah, you can do that.
Now that we know that where the dinosaurs are. As we're leaving, am I able to scope the pens to see how secure they are?
Yeah, make a perception check. The pens are back here.
Blech.
Okay, you can tell where they are. They are back. The pens are back here. You can see that there are a pair of young, probably teenage handlers that seem to be in charge of the pens. That's about it.
Okay. Teenagers are sloppy and lazy, guys. They're basically goblins. We got this. Disclaimer, not actually talking about any real teenagers.
All right, so what are y'all doing?
Exchanging our gems for money.
So heading back to the bazaar to trade your gems?
Yeah.
Okay. Make insight checks. All 4 of you.
I don't like that. Don't like this one bit.
We're cursed, aren't we?
Oh, go ahead and hit my inside right quick.
Okay.
Oof, that's terrible.
Okay, buddy.
Mosrot.
Mhm.
After the money has changed hands, you can see that a lot of the vendors are kind of watching, and you can see concern on some of their faces. As especially the one that's been dealing with you just now. He hands you the money. He takes the jewels and hands you over the gold, and you can see concern on their faces.
Something
why.
wrong.
Oh, damn it. It's because they want to see a charter so they can tax
Yep.
us.
Just
Yep.
when, as you realize that, you hear a voice, "Oi! What you all doing over there?
Oh.
What'd you find out there?" A group of 8 soldiers approaches you. Armed and armored. Wow! Quite the haul.
Found,
Quite the haul
and I'm showing
indeed.
him the dead dinosaurs we killed.
Impressive. Impressive indeed. Now,
That is-
let's have a look at your charter, shall we?
We're here to buy one.
So you don't have a charter yet. And yet, here you are, in the bazaar, making exchanges.
Yeah, we traveled here.
Pity that.
And this.
We'll be taking all of that. What it looks like about
What is
he
your
looks
name?
up he looks up towards the merchant, who sheepishly holds up 4 gems. About 40 gold those are worth, eh? How are you all reacting to this? What are y'all doing?
We came here with those. We came from Port 9 Zaru with them.
Can we give him Kwanda's name?
Sam is just going to give his the gold he got from it to them. And just going, this is why I want to just go to the charter house before we got sidetracked.
He takes it and literally puts it right into his own pocket. He looks towards the other 3 of you.
Incidentally, good sir, could you direct me where it's at so I can actually purchase this thing before these individuals I'm with get sidetracked yet again?
He nods and he says, "I like you. You know the way of things." And he gestures and points back behind him. Says,
I've been around a good deal longer than they have.
"Requisition's office is right back there. Hate to avoid any more unpleasantries like this."
What is your name again, dear sir? Just for my own... Just so
Ront.
I can let...
Sergeant Ront.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Ront. That's the sound a dinosaur makes right before it takes a shit.
Thank you, Sergeant. I will... That way I will pass it along, pass along that you've assisted me here.
His brow furrows as he looks at Mossrot, but Asim kind of smooth talking. And he's like, "Yeah, you keep a good eye on your little friends, too."
The problem is there were 3 of them and 1 of me.
The rest of your gold, everybody?
Um,
The jig is up on lying, unfortunately.
All right, Mossrot immediately eats it.
Asim puts his hand on his face and going, if they kill you, I'm not saving.
So, Moss, they all look at you. All 8 of them. Their jaws are just kind of open. They all burst out laughing. They are thoroughly amused, and they say they're just bursting out laughing. And Ron is like, "I haven't seen anything like that in months. That was amazing. That was amazing. Oh my god. Okay, keep it. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it after it's gone through all that. You know, the rest of you keep your gold. That was great. That was good. Make sure you all get that charter, and we won't have to worry about this again, well, except for our cut. But I like you. What else can you eat?"
I can eat anything.
They look around. "Let's get out of here, guys. We have other things to do." And they all kind of wander out the front door, out the front gate of the fort.
I win.
So as they
It's
walk
Asim.
away, and Asim, as you turn around to head towards the requisitions office, Captain Castellan is standing behind you. Her arms are crossed and folded under her plate. Her brow is furrowed. She kind of looks towards Montserrat and looks towards Asim. The Major would like to see you all. This way. She turns to walk
Belcher.
away. What's up? What was that, Moss?
Asim just oh, sorry.
Oh, I just belched.
The captain's already turned to walk away. She expects
Guess
you to
we're
follow,
following her.
obviously.
I
guess we're doing
we
that.
follow.
I'm gonna stuff that sack of 10 gold as deep in my massive pack as possible.
All right. Fantastic. So, as Captain Castellan leads you back towards the Inner Bailey and towards Major Liara Porter, we'll go ahead and call it a session here. When we come back, you all will have that audience.